Success? Oh, hi. Glad you're here. I'm glad to be with you. Spoiler alert, this set is amazing. It's everything it needs to be and more. It's everything it should be and more. Something we've been waiting for are these new Jurassic Park sets that are exactly what we've been wanting for a very, very long time. But as far as value, this one by far exceeds its value. Um, so if you're on a budget, but you really want one of these new Jurassic Park sets, I highly recommend this one. It's fairly cheap, and you're getting more than the bang for your buck with not only display ability but also playability. This Jurassic Park Jeep that Nedry drives is phenomenal. I love the detail they've done with all the nougat pieces and the dark brown pieces for the mud. And then you've got, of course, your spare tire here. Fun fact, for those of you who may have played Lego Rock Band would know this, but Lego is the largest producer in the world of tires. No tire company, no car company produces more tires on an annual basis than Lego does. I mean, it makes sense when you think about it, but a lot of people wouldn't know that. That's a fun fact to trump your friends on trivia. I'm pretty stoked. All the Jeeps, even going back to the diorama set, all of the Jeeps have a different number. I'm pretty stoked to have number 12, since my son was born in 2012, and I'm assuming all of these Jeeps correspond with their proper numbers in the film. But the detail on this, the build was fun, and the detail on this is absolutely phenomenal. And again, like, I'm okay with stickers as long as it's not something that wasn't necessary to be a sticker and could have been printed. But usually Lego's not going to print something unless it's going to be mass produced and in multiple sets. But when it adds little details, give me all the stickers you want, because as you can see here, these two stickers on the on the step up, whatever you call it, to get into the Jeep here, are little details that were absolutely unnecessary, but whoever thought of that, kudos to them. Because here you have his Lego feet footprints to get into the Jeep, which is an amazing touch. And then on the other side, which corresponds correctly because that's when he looks over and sees the Dilophosaur. On the other side, you have a Dilophosaur footprint, properly directed to it stepping into the Jeep. So an absolutely phenomenal Jeep. You can pop the top right off. And then here you have Nedry, which is an absolutely phenomenal minifig. The detailing on the front here with his little Jurassic Park logo and his open-up deal. And he's got his little rain jacket. Printing on the back, that's phenomenal. Even these little details make it clear that he's being rained on. Because this set is a specific scene. So you can, like I said, you can set it up as display or you can reenact the scene to a T. But his face is perfect. This is his, oh my gosh, I'm freaking out. Am I going to make it to the boat in time? And then, of course, ew, gross, I'm about to die. I can't see. So, yeah. Absolutely phenomenal. Great minifig. It's my first Nedry. Not my first of this actor, because I have the Seinfeld set. But I must say, I have an action figure still to this day. I'm not going to go through my boxes and dig it out. But I have an action figure from the 90s, from the original Jurassic Park film that I bought as a teenager when we were on vacation in Canada, of Nedry. And it's one of my favorite action figures of all time, because if I'm remembering correctly, they didn't advertise it on the packaging. But once I got the action figure, I came to discover you could rip his arms off. And it had like red to represent blood, and then like little tear marks to represent a torn shirt. Which tells me that, you know, when the camera cuts away, this Dilophosaur over here ripped his arms off. I mean, luckily, as a Lego minifig, I could rip his arms off if I'd like. I'm not gonna, because you never know when you're gonna crack the torso putting an arm back on. But an absolutely fantastic minifig, an absolutely fantastic Jeep. It's even got the little gear shift, little clutch there. You know, not clutch. I mean, I know nothing about manual cars. I had one once, I swear. But the little gear shift here. So stick shift, yeah, the stick. Anyway, and then you got your spare tire. All these wonderful little details. Absolutely phenomenal. And even on the stickers, everything representing the mud. Even to, you know, go from the mud up into the sticker. Perfect. You know, from the mud up into the sticker. Even certain side, okay, you got this side doesn't have mud, but this side's covered in mud and then bleeds into the sticker. Mud. I mean, it's terrific. The detail in this, and this Jeep has a nice weight to where it's got just enough friction where, yeah, it'll roll freely just fine, but not to the point of a lot of Lego cars. Maybe it's because of the tractions in the tire as well. But I think both the weight and the tractions in the tire kind of make it, if I were to tilt this a little bit, it's not, or remove this table, whenever I move the table, boom, cars go flying right off immediately. But this has a little bit of friction to where it's not going to jump off the table right away. I would have to lean it a little bit more. Now, of course, you've got the this wonderful little addition here, and it's got the sign to reenact the scene where, and I tell you, Nedry crashes into the sign, and then he can't figure out where this is pointing, and so he spins it around and pretty much lets fate decide. And sure enough, you can spin it around quite freely. It's very, very smooth, so you can give it a good spin. But apparently the east dock was that way because according to this map, east is over there. But it's interesting that the boat on the map is on the west side of the island. I mean, maybe it's just saying that it's directions to the dock, but I'm pretty sure most Jurassic Park maps, when they had little pictures on them, were depicting where on the island they were. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Just a little nitpick. Something interesting I noticed. So not only does the sign spin, but he can crash into it and knock it down. Absolutely fantastic. And then, of course, you have what we've been waiting for ever since that first set that I got with the kitchen and the door lock and the raptor and the kids and Ellie and Alan. That came with the little Easter egg of the Barbasol can. But this time, not only do we have the printing of the spray part, whatever you call it, the dispenser, but we actually got a printed Barbasol. Not some Lego made-up thing since they couldn't get the brand. No, they got the brand. We have a Barbasol can. Absolutely fantastic. This piece is worth this set alone. Because you have Barbasol printed on it, for goodness sake. Come on, focus. You got Barbasol printed on it, for goodness sake. I mean, and it came with an extra little cap there, because the other one was represented with a little red piece. But this one, far more accurate, far more collectible, really. I mean, that's absolutely fantastic. Just like they went ahead with the Jeep logo on the Jeeps, you know. So Lego had to spend a good amount of money to get the rights for these things. See there? Jeep. So, spared no expense. And then we've got the frog. Each one of the new Jurassic Park sets, which I think is absolutely wonderful, has a little hidden, well, not hidden, but they have a little Easter egg frog, each one being a different color. And of course, because not only were they splicing frog DNA with the dinosaurs to fill in the gaps, which is how life found a way, but each one perfectly blending into what it's like. It's supposed to be something else. It's not necessarily supposed to be a frog. So a very wonderful, wonderful new Easter egg that I think Lego's going to start including into more sets, where they're going to be putting frogs and all kinds of stuff just for the heck of it. But this one being a white frog, I don't know if I have a white frog. I might. I've been collecting different colors. But this being a white frog, I don't know exactly what it's supposed to represent, but I think it might be representing, the way they had me position it, I think it might be representing as if some shaving cream came out of the can. So I think this might be dispensed shaving cream. But absolutely fantastic, terrific set across the board for every and all reasons. A fun build, a great value, and great displayability, great playability. It's just, every single little detail, like I said, spared no expense. Now, I have a Dilophosaur already. So let's compare. This was my first Dilophosaur that came in another set. I can't even remember which set this came in. But, you know, it's cool, Dilophosaur, you know, and I believe the molds are the same. However, the printing is different. Obviously, you know, there's the obvious printing differences of it being a different color and having different accents and highlights. But specifically this part here is very much reminiscent of what was featured in the film. Because in the film it was very colorful. This one's very bland on the old one. But this one being very colorful. But I will say, this, I don't know if it was the way, you know, it just came out of the mold. I don't know if they're all like this, or maybe I just got unlucky. But this guy in particular, his feet aren't perfectly aligned flat. He's got quite a bit of wobble. This guy, not so. He's got a little bit of wobble, but not nearly as much. If I shake this table, one of them is going to fall down. Okay, that just made me look like an idiot. But the other one's going to fall down a lot easier, I'm telling you. Look at that. See? All right, so we're 1 for 1. What? Let's see who's... See what I mean? This one's not quite as sturdy. Maybe it's because I've had this one on, you know, on studs for quite some time, and it kind of flattened out its feet, but I just thought that, you know, for such an expensive piece, an expensive mold that really ups the price, you know, you could make it a little more perfected, but that's a nitpick. I'm not gonna complain too much. It did come with an extra jaw, but they're absolutely terrific. Maybe you could have had something protruding out, you know, some goo, but that's fine. We got it on Nedry's face. So the details in this set, absolutely fantastic. I will mention a couple of interesting things. Excuse me. There's a point in the directions when they had me start building the car. You'll see here, it has this interesting focus. You see that? This piece does not have these little 4 corners on it like that. It's just the little insert here in the middle. So this piece looks different on the instructions than it does in hand. I mean, maybe I can show you what I mean. Yeah, see, this is that piece here. There's no extra, so I don't know which is wrong, or if this is just representing, you know, I just found that to be interesting. That's all. But terrific set overall. This is probably one of the best sets I've had in a long time, and definitely one of the best sets I think LEGO has ever produced. For, like I said, when you've got all three, the value, the playability, and the displayability, this set is absolutely tremendous, fantastic. Now, the only thing, again, not to nitpick, but one thing that I wish they would have included, especially since we're depicting the scene specifically, because when you got the footprints here, that implies that, yes, he got out of the Jeep, and then he got back in. We all know what happens. I mean, I'd probably be asking too much to ask for the hook with the rope, you know, when he's trying to pull himself out of the mud when he ties it to the tree and he first sees the deal. So that just occurred to me just now, so I'm not gonna nitpick that. But I forgot to mention in the review for the Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade set, with the plane and the car, and it's got his dad, and they make the plane crash. The most memorable part of that scene for me is when Indy Sr., Mr. Jones, uses his umbrella to scare the seagulls and crash into the other plane, to make that plane crash. That's the most memorable part of that scene to me. And they included his umbrella in that set. His umbrella is in that set. So I think it would have been a really nice touch if they just added one little seagull to that set. That would have been, wow, chef's kiss. You know what I mean? But I'm sure it being a specific mold of a seagull, that probably would have upped the price. Maybe someone thought of it and they decided against it. What have you. I just thought that that would have been very nice. So having said that, I think there's one thing that this set is missing, which I don't think would have upped the price whatsoever, because it's more of an extra piece type value. One of those little brown rods this set should have come with to represent the stick. Stick! You know, you get it? Stick, stupid! Fetch! I think this set should have come with a stick for Nedry to throw to try to distract the Dilophosaurus before he thinks he's gotten away and then gets eaten in the Jeep. I know, it's a weird gripe, but how come they didn't think of that? Literally, one little teeny tiny extra piece that's a throwaway piece that wouldn't have made the set cost any more. But, again, gripes. Minor gripes. Because overall, this is one of the most fantastic sets I think LEGO has produced in a long, long time. And on top of that, I rarely, if ever, I don't think I've ever, have discussed the packaging. I don't keep my LEGO boxes unless it's a very special set or a very special occasion, you know, like the spaceship or the new Superior Star Destroyer, yada yada. But this packaging, let's get a better look here. This packaging is some of the best packaging I think LEGO has ever done. Period. Definitely the best they've done in a very long time. The color scheme is perfect for the brand of Jurassic Park. And I love seeing Jurassic Park. It's crazy to think that it's the 30th anniversary. And I was 10 years old when that first film came out. And I'm going to be 40 next week. Holy guacamole. But I've been, you know, too many Jurassic Park sets were labeled under the tag of Jurassic World. I don't care that that's what the kids know these days, and it's all about Jurassic World. No, it's Jurassic Park. You can call the movie Jurassic World all you want, but it's Jurassic Park, okay? So I'm glad this says Jurassic Park, but the packaging overall is absolutely phenomenal. It looks gorgeous. The color scheme is perfection to match with the movie. And it's just such eye candy, really, if you ask me. I think this is a gorgeous box that I am going to hang on to. My favorite part of the box, aside from this beautiful color scheme, is you have this nice T-Rex here. See that? Yeah, isn't that great? But when you turn the angle, there's the rest of the T-Rex. How cool is that? They didn't have to go to that kind of detail, but they did. They did. LEGO is outdoing themselves with these new Jurassic Park 30th anniversary sets. And I hope that sometime in the future I can afford the other ones, because yes, I want all of these new Jurassic Park sets, very much so. They're all amazing sets. They're what we've been wanting for many, many years. And they're reenacting the most memorable scenes, giving us the best minifigs, the best Easter eggs, the best little details and new printed pieces. So hopefully I can get the others. But for now, I'm very thankful to have gotten this one because from what I can tell, I'll know better if I get the others. But for now, I'm betting that this is the best value of all of them. So I highly recommend, if you're a fan of LEGO or Jurassic Park or either or both, I guess I covered that, but definitely get this set. Especially if you're thinking about just getting one, just for the sake of it. Get this one. Because this is one of the best values in a LEGO set I've seen in a very long time. But again, it says ages 6 and up. I've never really commented on their little age thing, but 6 and up? 6 and up. I don't know if a 6-year-old would have much fun building this and would be able to put all these stickers on as well. And yeah. Sure, a 6-year-old would love playing with this, but I don't know if a 6-year-old would really build this. So I'm starting to think that LEGO's little age guide is more of a them cheating to get more people to buy it. Oh, buy this for a 6-year-old. They'll love it. But they ain't going to build it. They're going to have their parent build it. Because when you look at look at this. Look at this. This is ages 4 and up, and that's one of those little kid sets that's like fewer pieces. And you just clickety clack, you're done. Yeah, that makes sense. But you're telling me 2 years later they're going to build something this complex? No. This is like a 12 plus set, if you ask me. 8 plus at the bare minimum. So I've just been noticing in recent memory, they're like, oh, get this for your 6-year-old. And I'm like, no, don't get it for your 6-year-old unless you're planning to build it yourself and they're just going to play with it. But they need to take into account not only a child's ability to build complicated techniques, but sticker application and so forth. So it's whatever. Anywho, that's that on this set. I hope I get to get my hands on some of the others, because like I said, if this is just the beginning, excuse me, this being the cheapest of all of the new Jurassic Park sets, yeah, even that 4 plus set is a little bit more expensive than this one. So this being the cheapest, this being the starting off point, I have very high expectations for the others, and I very much look forward to the possibility of getting more. Yeah, like and subscribe, and then maybe one day I can be a Lego reviewer, a YouTuber, and then Lego will send me every single Lego set for free just to review. I don't think those people have any idea how lucky they are. We got to spend our hard-earned money, and I only make these videos because it's fun for me. I'm not a YouTuber. I'm just a guy who makes YouTube videos. But what I wouldn't give for someday Lego to be sending me all their sets for free just to review. Because I'm going to spend my hard-earned money on these. Well, I'm trying to ease down. But if they're going to keep producing stuff like this, I don't see how I'm going to stop from purchasing them. Anyhow, I think that's about it. Don't forget to shave. Okie dokie.